It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
Keep in mind, with what I'm about to tell you, you could just change it by changing your mind. The mind is neuroplasticity. You could just change your damn mind and not be a bigot. What I'm about to say is true. You know the problem with the world today, especially you, Gen Z? Lack of consistency. You want these socialist leftist ideals like free healthcare and education, where I agree with you, but then you'll not date dudes in your low standard of economic class. You have the car, so naturally you got to date a guy with a nice car. Your actions are contradictory to your ideals. You'll talk a lot about racism, and I agree with you there. There's a lot of racism, especially from the police. But then you're ageist towards who you date. You're a bunch of bigots that way, too. You'll talk a big game about how we need to stop judging people based on their weight, but then you'll apply only to women and not to men because you're a bigot that way too. Gen Z, you need some growing up to do. You know, it's a shame that women are so fucking classist, which makes them bigots. Like, they only date in their own economic class or above. They only date the guys that give them shit. If I could afford it, I'd give you shit too to maintain the relationship. But you think that men are sexist because they want sex, and you think women are not to blame for anything. Well, they're to blame for following the patriarchy and just going with the classist nostrums of our day. I mean, it's a secondary problem, this classism from females, but males created the system in which they exploit to maintain their classism. So both of y'all are fuckers. Classism is against love. It's all about money and convenience for you fuckwads. Have a nice day, fucking bigots. You know, it's funny because I've dated overweight women and women who are almost 20 years older than me. But Gen Z doesn't seem to want to do that. You know what I mean? How hypocrisy just seeps through their blood. Like, oh, we need to support fat women but deny fat guys. Every time I see Gen Z and they're beautiful, they're dating skinny guys. But then you're there like, oh, weightism, but you never date the fat guy. You never date the guy outside of your generation. You know, I'm sure Gen Z does date Gen X, but it's usually about money, isn't it? Which is funny to me there because 2/3 of you are socialists. So maybe if you got up your bigotry ass and pushed it aside and were inclusive like you claim to be, then I could date you. Don't fucking bitch about my personality. Go fuck yourself. I'll block you for that shit because it's all a fucking lie. Based on capitalism, classism, and lack of democracy. You know, Gen Z, you talk a big game about inclusiveness, but your weight is towards men, your class is towards men, and your age is towards men. These are men that want to date, including me, and you think it's the loneliness epidemic or whatever. I'm not a fucking conservative. What I am is someone that's pissed off that you're bigots. And I think I'm justified in being pissed off that you're bigots. And if you blame my personality, I'm hiding your comments and reporting you. Or, well, at least get rid of you that way. It's essentially the same as blocking when you go to YouTube and hide and remove all the comments from the user, because everything they fucking say and have said has been blocked with the hide and remove user comments feature on YouTube. You are essentially blocked, so shut your fucking asshole fucking bigot mouths. If you don't date me, you're a bigot. Because you're not including me based on weightism, classism, and ageism. Because you're a bigot. It's not my personality, it's your fucking problem. You're a problem. I've heard of preferences. Of course I have. I've dated older women, I've dated overweight women, and I've dated women that don't have a lot of money. How about you, Gen Z women? Are you going to step up to the plate and stop being bigots? Where's your inclusiveness? You preach a big line, but you don't fucking do it in your actions. It's all about who gives you the most money, the most cigarettes, the most beer. Fuck you. Until you change, fuck you. I'm not dating you fuckers. Be nice to me. Otherwise, you get that button. Hide user comments. I don't give a fuck about your fucking bigoted, racist opinion either, you fucking retards. Ageism, classism, weightism. You bitch about me saying the same things over and over again, but you're not being very inclusive. Be inclusive or shut the fuck up. You know, Gen Z women and your allies, you hate me, but you hate me because you're bigots. You don't like the fact that I'm bipolar, ableist. You don't like the fact that I'm older than you, ageist. You don't like the fact that I'm heavy-weighted, weightist. You don't like the fact that I don't have enough money to give you inconvenient things for me because you're a classist. I don't care your economic class. You're getting gifts to remain in the relationship, which means you support capitalism because that's how capitalism works, is it gives people with more material wealth more an advantage. You're getting your cigarettes, or you're getting your yacht, or you're getting your fucking bullshit. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking listen to your bigot mouth. I don't want to listen to your classism. I don't want to listen to your ageism. I don't want to listen to your weightism. I don't want to listen to your ableism. I don't want to listen to your racism. I don't want to listen to any one of those things separate or together. If you think you have freedoms living under a corporate duopoly, you're ridiculous. Because look at you, simping into the capitalist system in order to support bigotry and shit. The inconveniences me at every level: economic, weight, age, ability. And I'm perfectly reasonable in telling you Nazis to fuck off. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. You're Nazis. Fuck you, fascists. Leave me the fuck alone. Here's your freedom under a corporate duopolistic system such as the United States. You can work and have your labor exploited and profit being taken off of you, which is a form of theft, or you can be poor and homeless. That's your choice. Under a socialist system, you're free to find out what you truly are as a human being. I'd rather live in a dictatorial socialist system that oppresses billionaires and millionaires, the oligarchs, the plutocrats, and conveniences the poor to become middle class, which happens when capitalistic dictatorial systems aren't attacking socialism. Or the other option is you become a billionaire, you lose your soul, and you become a psychopath, and all your products are guaranteed to be built under a sweatshop labor system in other countries so you can have your convenience. I think the choice is fairly clear here. Also, you survive off of bigotry. Look at how capitalism capitalizes on weightism to show you thin models all the fucking time. And thin dudes always getting the hottest chicks, despite what you say about, oh, we should stop being so weightist. Liberal democracy will embrace fascism, just like conservatives will embrace fascism, in order to preserve their bullshit. You don't give a fuck about the poor and the middle class, unless you are middle class. You don't give a fuck about the homelessness, wealth disparity being greater than the Middle Ages. You don't give a fuck about that because you don't have class consciousness, Gen Z. And even when you do, you're classist, ageist, weightist, and oftentimes racist in your dating. So maybe your fascist mouth Just shut the fuck up, bitch. No one's jealous of the millionaires and the billionaires. No one's jealous of people with more money. It's not about jealousy. It's our tax dollars. Our tax dollars don't need to go to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos so these multi-billionaire fat cats can buy another yacht instead of conveniencing and helping the poor and middle class get a better education and health. It's not about jealousy. You're oppressive. You know what I've noticed from so many Gen Z women? You're fucking lazy. You depend on a guy to help you monetarily, material possession-wise, wealth-wise, but you're not getting jobs, you're sitting on your ass, you're inconveniencing your men, and they're exhausted. It's a 2025 economy, and the Republicans are oppressing you by saying that you can't retire at 65 anymore. You're not entitled to your labor value. But you Democrats sit on your fucking hands and don't do anything about it because you're slaves of the corporate system, just like the Republicans. You're fucking lazy. Get your fucking act together. Gen Z, you're fucking bigots. You're ageist unless the money comes knocking or material possession. So you can get that fucking fat sugar daddy paycheck, or he'll give you more weed or cigarettes. You're not a socialist. You don't know my pain. You're contradictory. Contradictory to a hilt. You claim to be socialist. Yeah, that's good. I've dated fat women. I've dated women that don't have a lot of money, and I've dated women that are older than me. Get your fucking acts together, you lazy fuckers. No one needs your bigotry. You know what, women, Gen Z socialists? Socialism is about helping the poor and the oppressed. And I'm poor and oppressed. Atheist denialism, bigot. Age denialism, bigot. Class denialism, bigot. Weight denialism, bigot. My last girlfriend was 18 years older than me, bigot. The one before her was 12 years older than me, bigot. And she weighed 300 pounds, bigot. Maybe you should stop calling me a hypocrite when you're contradictory, bigots. Date me or fade away. I am not interested in being your friend. Date me or fade away. You know, people make this claim that communism is oppressive. And it is. Think of who communists suppress when they're in power. People sympathetic to capitalism. A regime that survives on poverty, that necessitates poverty, that needs poverty in order to survive. Those people should be oppressed.
As an older guy interested in younger males and a libtard or whatever you want to call me,